I think they'll cave. I mean, you're talking about people who have been railing against Elon Musk and the Trump administration over reductions in force of the federal employees, and now they basically want to put all of them out of work.
What?
We have to be responsible, keep our government open, and pass a real budget.
Good day, good people. Thank you for stopping by another edition of the Independent Mail. If you happen to be subbed to the channel, please do me a favor. Be like LL and by hitting the notification bell, you'll be notified the next time I drop one of these deliciously entertaining videos. All right, let's get to it. All right, party people, it's that time of year again. It's time to see if the government shuts down or not. All right, just in case you're not in the loop on what the issue is this go around for the government shutdown, it has to do with the Republican proposed government budget. This budget has more Doge and Trump style cuts that we've been experiencing in the administration thus far. Democrats feel that a lot of these cuts are to services and agencies that are very vital and important to the American people. Oh yeah, and Lindsey Graham thinks that there's not enough money being thrown to Boeing and Lockheed. But as we always do, let's not take my word for it, let's take theirs.
So it's either shut down or we pass the funding measures. But you can ask them, they're right there.
There are not sufficient votes on the floor of the Senate to pass the House continuing resolution, period. We do not want to see the government shut down, number two. Number three, if we're going to get this resolved as we should, it ought to be done on a bipartisan basis. We've asked for 30 days to accomplish that. That's not unreasonable. Let's do that. That's sensible. Confrontation is not what America wants. Cooperation is.
I think they'll cave. I mean, you're talking about people who have been railing against Elon Musk and the Trump administration over reductions in force of the federal employees, and now they basically want to put all of them out of work.
What?
By shutting down the government. So that seems to be, I don't know how you reconcile those two positions.
Nobody wants a shutdown, and there's a clear path to avoiding it. Let's vote on April 11. Democrats are united in favor of it. We think there are votes on the Republican side for it as well, because it would enable negotiation in good faith to a bipartisan solution. Right now, Republicans are trying to push through a sheer partisan bill.
Without reconciliation, the CR levels on defense are a disaster. We're spending below Biden, and this is unacceptable. I've been told we'll fix it. If we don't, it'll be a low point for the Republican Party in terms of defending our nation.
We have to be responsible, keep our government open, and pass a real budget.
Just in case you're wondering, how in the hell can the Democrats cause a government shutdown when the Republicans have the majority like every freaking where? It's because of the filibuster. Even if every single Republican is lockstep with voting for the budget, the Republicans still need 7 Democrats and or independents to vote along with them to reach the 60 votes needed in order to pass the budget. But again, let's not take my word for it. Let's take theirs.
I mean, the Democrats do not have a message. They do not have a messenger. I mean, they're kind of all over the place. There's a potential they're actually going to shut the government down come this week. So I agree with them on that. The Democrats have no message.
Okay. Could I just fact check one thing he said about the budget? He said if Democrats don't vote for this, taxes are going to go up. He's doing this entirely on a party line basis. This is the reconciliation process. Right. Government funding is one thing. They do need Democrats in the Senate because there is a 60-vote threshold, and we might be looking at a shutdown on Friday if there isn't some kind of deal there. But the reconciliation bill, that is Republicans only. If there is a tax hike, if he doesn't get what he wants there, he's got only his own party to blame. Sahil, that's an important fact check. Thank you for that. Do you think the government's headed toward a shutdown? It's very much an open question right now. The problem Democrats have is that they weren't at the table at all for this bill. So they worry, among other things, about the precedent it would set if House Republicans can write a bill, negotiate it with the president and the Freedom Caucus, and just throw it over the Senate, and they expect not only Senate Republicans to swallow it, but also Senate Democrats. That's not something that they want to set a precedent on for the upcoming government funding fight. So unless they find a way around that, now it's possible that Democrats can say, give us some votes on amendments and we'll let the chips fall where they may. They might still vote by Friday to keep the government open. But right now, this is very much up in the air.
Although we've seen this whole shutdown song and dance before, I I actually think it's going to happen this time. I don't think the Republicans are going to budge on the cuts that they proposed in the budget. And I think that this time the Democrats are going to hold on their quote unquote principles. They believe that these services are vital to the American people. And I think they are willing to take the blame for delays on some of these services and maybe tax returns and things of that nature in order to preserve the overall services and jobs for some of these American people. But I could be wrong. Only time's going to tell, and we're going to have to see. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Until next time, peace and stay informed.